Hello. Oh.
Sorry.
Harrison was farting.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
That's how dare you?
I'm kidding. Hello and welcome. This is episode 56 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a right.
That's right.
Hi.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Wow. Oh, wow. Interesting.
What multiverse is this?
What multiverse are we in? I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Vote, and I'm joined by Harrison. No, he's right over there.
What up?
Are we gonna touch tips? I'm just kidding.
Not today.
That was weird.
What multiverse is this?
I know what multiverse is this.
Yeah.
If you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from animated comics, because some would say it's conversing. Harrison, are you gonna say
you mean how to spell last name? NgoVo Convo. It's like the logo above me. If you're on YouTube, it's right there. It's spelled right there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going off of. Cough cough.
Wow, someone can't spell our two last names every time.
What are you talking about? It's super easy.
Super easy. You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're on 10 different platforms.
And
they're everywhere.
Well, maybe. I think 10 for sure.
Well, yeah,
it's
10,
like 10
for sure. Well, if we're missing some, you let us know. And if you hear any noise, I'm dog sitting, and she's very nosy, and she's putting her head in between the blinds to see who's outside.
Adorable.
So that's when if the blinds keep like moving back and forth, that's her head.
Me looks at blinds. Wait.
Yeah, blinds. Like right now. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about Bungo Stray Dogs Season 1. So you haven't finished this.
It just feels like it's been a hot minute since we talked about anime.
I know. It has been. So
really
haven't
has.
finished this show.
God.
Take a pause. Like this video.
Where can you watch the show, Veronica?
It's on Crunchyroll. You should have
For
a
sure.
Crunchyroll now.
I don't know.
You know, Funimation Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Together.
I just didn't know if it was on anything else. So.
I think it's just on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah. So come back to us in a day or two. It's only 12 episodes, so that's like an easy
It's a very quick watch.
Yeah, it's a very quick watch. And also, we are sponsored by Anchor, which we'll get into later. Okay. So, first and foremost, this season came out in spring 2016. So, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And it's by, the studio was Bones. So, the same studio that does My Hero.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. But, non-spoiler thoughts? What'd you think? I know I watched this before you, and then you always ask me, like, what the powers are.
Or what the premise
or
was.
like what the premise was, and I was like, no, it's hard to like explain without spoiling. So I just told you to just watch it.
Yeah, and it's funny. So just to give some backstory, my brother, Veronica, and then the friend that is always behind on stuff actually watched this. They all watched this, and they kept sending like just memes of like anything from the show, and I'm like, this looks interesting. Yeah. I don't know what to expect, but it just the cover and everything just doesn't give away too much, honestly.
No, it doesn't.
They just show the characters, and I'm like, this is a wide cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, no. Every time I kept asking, I was like, oh, so what should I expect? And no one could answer that question.
Oh yeah, no one. We
no
were all
one
just
could
like,
answer that
no,
question.
just like.
It's
watch
like, or
it.
not that you guys couldn't. I think you guys just didn't want to, and you're just like, just go watch it. And I'm like, all right, fair. And now it's I started 2021, I think, end of 2021, and just finally had time to like start watching the rest of the season, and I actually liked it a lot. And I will say I understand now why you can't explain it, because it is interesting. Because it's not like
hard.
So the power set is hard to explain because it's kind of dependent, and it's not like a huge focus on it either. That's the thing.
No, yeah.
There's not a focus on the powers. It's just when it does happen, it's unique. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I don't know how else to explain it, but because not everyone has powers. That's the thing. It's just a random subset of groups, and that's why anyway. But there's a lot more like it was a lot more dark at times than I thought, but then also very lighthearted at times. It's a wide variety. It's just good. It's just really good because of like, I don't know.
It balanced out.
It's just
It
very
balanced out the serious and like the comedy and the action,
but
and
when
just
it
kind
gets
of like office stuff too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
But there's like a lot of sad moments. There's a lot of serious moments. Like, but then like all of a sudden you turn the corner. There's like a head ass moment.
Yeah. It's just like a little bits of everything. That's what I liked about it.
Well, and the thing is, I also watched this after seeing like that soundbite that popped up on TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
When they talk about like they say Dazai, and I'm like,
yeah.
I just never knew that's what they meant. That it was from here. I was like, oh,
yep.
Oh, it's him. Oh my god.
It is him.
Because that sound blew up. So I was like,
oh yeah, it did.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I liked it. I'll bounce the question back to you, but I already know the answer, Veronica.
I loved it. Yeah. It got me hooked because I wasn't sure what to expect. Yeah. I think I was the one that recommended this to your brother and our other friend. So I was like, oh, I finished it. Reason. Yeah, I was the reason.
You're the reason.
I am the reason. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. Everyone should watch it.
It's really good.
Yeah, I think it just has a balance of everything, really. Like how you said it. It was like, it was serious, and then when you turned around and like they panned to like the next scene, it was just funny or like head ass.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was like a good mixture of everything. And then they dealt with like serious like items in a funny way, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Yes. It was just it was, I guess it was their way of like putting the serious issues out there.
Yeah. And I will also add, like Veronica said, it is only 12 episodes for season 1. I say this because I didn't realize I started watching season 2 until I actually looked at my episode list because of how hard I was binging after a certain point. And I was just like, oh, this is already season 2. Oh my god, I'm like in.
Yeah. So. But season 1 and the end of season 1 to 2, like, it's continuous.
It can,
so you wouldn't even notice.
It kind of ties in. That's why I didn't notice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into spoiler thoughts, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsors. On today's episode, we are sponsored by Anchor. It is a free podcast hosting service that we actually use. We've been using Anchor since we've started the podcast. It's because there are creation tools that allow us to record and edit the podcast right from our phones and computers. A huge plus for us is that Anchor would distribute our podcast to all platforms such as Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and many more. It really is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one spot. Please download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started. Wow, and we're back.
And we're back.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to get into spoiler thoughts. So if you haven't finished the season 1, or if you're halfway through it, go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll, or pirate it wherever. Just watch it.
Hey, yo, we don't condone that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. It's on Crunchyroll. But Harrison, how did you feel? Okay, I rewatched this like recently, basically like 2 days ago from recording. How did you feel about them introducing so many characters to the show? Because they introduced at least like 10 people in the first 2 episodes.
They did? Oh no, they did.
No, they did.
Because the first episode was the first episode was the main 3, right? Or the big, like it was like Atsuri,
like the main 3, yeah.
Dazai and then
and
his partner Dopo.
Yeah. Kunikida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I thought
whose Japanese voice actor is Reiner.
Yes.
FYI.
Yes. Those were
the first 3 that got introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they did introduce like all the other armed detective agency.
Yeah. I think I thought it was fun. Okay, so the moment that I think are you talking about the bomb episode?
Yeah.
That's episode 2, right?
That was 2. Yep.
Yeah. So first one was like, okay, cool. This kind of got me interested. I think the second one when I was like, okay, this is where I felt the balance of like, truly felt the balance of like, oh, okay, this is a serious thing. But all of a sudden they like flip in. They're like, oh, lol, just kidding.
Yeah.
Because it was funny because one of my the best man from my wedding sent me like a post from Reddit, and it was like a from our room, I think, or something like that, and it was the scene.
Oh.
And it was that scene when they were like dealing with the bomb and everything.
Yeah.
And
oh, that's funny.
Atsuri's like, oh shoot. How do you say his name?
Atsuri?
Atsushi?
Atsushi?
I
always say Atsushi.
Yeah.
But it's different in Japanese, but
yeah. But like he was like they looked at the bomb, he was like, oh, I gotta cover it somehow, and everything. But then they just cut it off when he looks at the girl. What's her name?
The sister?
The sister character.
Naomi.
And she's just like, what? And he just cut off there, and it looks like as if he was like gonna cover the bomb with her.
Oh my god.
But I couldn't. But then
funny.
The thing is, I couldn't remember how it ended, like what they did. I just remember it being like a fluke.
Yeah, it was a fluke. It was a test.
It was a test. Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of characters, Veronica.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I feel like you already know this answer.
Do I?
I feel like it's Daisuke-kun. The homie, the suicidal homie. The suicidal
Dazai?
man.
Oh.
Yeah, Dazai.
Oh.
Who's your favorite character?
I asked the question and not know.
And not know the answer.
I have a favorite character,
but
he's not in this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay.
In this season, when I watched it, I think I'll also say I thought Dazai was interesting. But I think I actually thought Kunikita was actually really funny. Or like just his character type.
He's
how
so
he's like
uptight.
super uptight. But like his book, the book that he has is hilarious. Like what he writes in it is hilarious at times. But like how he motivates or aspires to do certain things, or like how things should work. And I think at what point he talks about his schedule and everything. It's just so funny. But like it's I think just seeing the relationship between him and Dazai is like in season 1 was just really funny because it's like
they're both opposites.
Together. They're so opposites.
But their fights together are really good. They work well together.
Yeah,
they work really well together.
Yeah.
Which ability did you like the most that was introduced in this season?
In this season? Here, let me just open up list real quick just to make sure. Okay, I like the doctors.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that. She was so funny.
It's so okay. That's also funny.
Ability, thou shalt not die.
Yeah, thou shalt not die. But I forgot her name all of a sudden too. But I just remember like the doctor and that like it was such a unique thing in that like she can save anyone she can, but they have to be either on the brink of death or about to die, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing. But like I can't remember if it's like they're literally about to die or like they have like something like that.
Yeah.
So
they're like right there on the edge of like dying. Yeah. But she also kills like a lot of her patients too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sometimes I think the way they said it is like she ends up just like killing them in some sort of fashion. But she's like so like because of that she's so a masochist.
Yeah, she is a masochist.
Or not
she
masochist, but like
no, she is a little bit.
Is it a
is it masochist?
I don't want to say.
Because she likes.
I thought masochist is self-inflicting, but like, wait, hold on.
What's the other one?
From their own pain. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Masochist, because she's not doing it to herself.
Oh yeah, but she likes.
Or a person that enjoys
pain.
it. Oh no, that is masochist. Yeah. Person who appears to. Yeah, because she likes the pain, or like she likes it to be painful. Yeah, it's just. Anyway.
What'd you think of Rampo, the detective? The detective ability.
He was interesting. He was also really interesting. I think he's funny and like he's so lazy.
He's always snacking. But
he's so picky. Yeah, he's always snacking. He's very picky on everything. I thought he was super interesting, but it was also kind of like one of those like this agency just felt like a detective agency anyway. So like anyone that had certain powers kind of matched with it.
Yeah.
the vibe, right?
Yeah. But he was like the ultra deduction
Yeah.
ability, which is really funny
The
because
meme
he like
where he
puts
just puts on his
meme,
glasses
yeah.
and it's just,
he's like
I know everything.
it was really funny. Also, that's Levi's voice actor. Japanese voice actor.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to we were talking, I was like trying to remember, like, he sounded like someone I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What okay, so what did you think about the Port Mafia, that group? Because I know in our non-spoiler thoughts you're like, oh, they're kind of like sectioned off, so it's kind of like armed detective agency and then
Yes,
Port Mafia.
So, because the episode when they first introduced like the dude, like the I forgot his name. I think Akutagawa.
Akutagawa.
I don't remember how to say it.
Yeah, same.
I see his face. I just see him as like the other. And this is where I was like, oh, this is kind of where they get the name Bungo Stray Dogs, kind of.
Yeah.
Or the vibe of it.
It's the vibe of it, yeah.
Because like he essentially, and this is me watching. I was like, okay, this guy's linked there. But then Dazai somehow linked to Port Mafia because they're trying to get the capture the Were Tiger, which was Atsushi.
Yeah.
But I can't Atsushi. Anyway, their names. Anyway.
Very interesting.
Yes.
No, I just
so
like
bad.
how mysterious Daiza is. Because you just don't know what he's going to do next. He's very, like, unhinged.
He's like the wild card.
He's the wild card. I think in episode 3, they revealed that he was an export mafia member.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, why'd he leave, the mafia? Why'd he join the agency group?
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. Which
not why? No, they didn't say why yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, he left though.
He left. Yeah.
Because they had ties.
Yeah. What was your favorite fight? There were a lot of like 1-on-1s and 2-on-1s in this one.
Yeah. I don't remember if I just remember like what's her name? I can't remember her name also. The girl? The girl at the end in the kimono.
Oh. What's her name?
Kyoko? Oh, is it?
Oh, no. Izumi?
Is he?
The girl with the cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, Izumi.
Oh,
the demon snow ability.
Yeah. I thought because it was kind of tied to that because it was like they were trying to save her, but then at the end it was the two main character and like essentially it was the protege fight, right?
Yeah.
That happens because like essentially like Dazai took hit in Atsui and then like can't remember his Atagawa. Like they both fight.
They both fight on the ship.
On the ship. It was a ship fight. Yes. I've also learned to have a lot of ship fights.
Yeah, they do.
Or at least like the two big ones have been both ships. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They like
that was this season, right?
ship fights.
Crazy?
Yeah.
That was the last episode, was it not? Yeah.
I think it was like second to last episode.
Second
or third to last episode. Yeah. They had a ship fight. Yep.
Other than that, I also just thought like they just had a lot of cool action, period. More than I thought I would think. I didn't think that I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't know like with their power sets. I'm like, okay, they probably don't fight a whole lot.
That much, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it now. I did not. This is only because I only learned from season 2.
Okay.
I did not know their powers were based off of literature, Japanese literature. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, I knew that as soon as they started. Like the name is the names.
It's the names.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice that until like we hit season 2, and there's a reason for that. But
yeah, there is. And there was like a slight like intro to that too, for going into season 2.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, speaking of literature, basically, if you didn't hit the last like 3 episodes, there's a third party now. It's called the Guild. And basically Francis is introduced and his ability. They only show his ability, which is the Great Gatsby. So that's where like Harrison's like whole literature
That's when
thing,
it clicked for me.
that's where it clicked. Yeah.
I think it clicks more in season 2.
It makes more sense in season 2.
It makes more sense in
so I
first
get
few
it.
episodes in season 2, because then you start learning like some people are based off like the names are based off of some people too.
Yeah.
Like some authors, I mean.
Yeah.
But I never knew that. So
yeah. It started clicking right away. I was like Googling it.
That's when I was like, oh, this is getting really cool. Like just the idea and the premise of everything just got really like deep and cool. That's when I got hooked. I was like, okay, or not really hooked, but I had more respect for it. I was like, okay, this is pulling from a lot more sources than I expected.
Than you expected, yeah. Did you have any dislikes or anything that you wanted to like wait and see?
No, I think from when I watched it, it felt like a lot of things. I think I just had more questions, and that's when I just got hooked, because the overarching like premise was like essentially, I think one thing was like, why does Dazai know the Port Mafia? I also thought it was cool to see how they operate and what's the intention, what's their goal. Because right now, initially, it's just like, oh, we need to capture the were tiger, but why?
Yeah.
But what? But why? And then it got bigger, but essentially, it was just interesting how everyone's connected and how everything's like
some way somehow.
In some way somehow, or like, yeah,
there's a lot of history.
Yeah,
it kind of unravels the next couple seasons, 2 seasons. So.
Yes. I think season 1 is definitely like a very good introduction to everything. It felt like, you know what it is? Because it was 12 episodes, I felt like this was like first half of a normal season, and then season 2 was like
and
the
then
second
season
half.
2 was like the second half.
Yeah, like building up on the plot a lot more. But I think season... Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, season 1 was just fun to see like the events and scenarios that the team is put into.
Yeah, it was fun to see the dynamics too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you think they introduced too many characters?
No, not really.
No?
It wasn't like... They may have dropped a lot of people, but then they do get... So this is what I meant when I say like, oh, they put them in scenarios. When they... Like some episodes are like focused on certain characters though.
Yeah.
So
because they'll go on missions. They'll go on missions.
They'll go on missions. So it does give you time to like get acquainted with certain... Like that one episode with Rampo. Then they had another episode with Kunikida, where they give like the Azure Messenger, I think that's what it was, where they kind of explain why he does certain things too, or why he acts towards certain people.
Acts like that, yeah. And the farmer kid.
Yeah, the farmer kid. Yeah, I totally forgot. See, but like, there's a lot of characters, but I don't think they just kind of shove it in that, like, they give you time to like, you see them, you get like an idea of how they act.
Yeah.
But it's not too much, in my opinion. Did you think it was too many characters?
At first I did, because like I said earlier, like the first 2 episodes there were like 10 characters just like kind of thrown your way, and like they just like named off like names and abilities. Yeah. So at first I thought it was too much, but then as the season went on, it like they broke it down where you can digest it better.
Yeah. I think initially, so I do agree with you. Like initially it was kind of a lot, but I think I was also trying to figure out what was who they were. What was the show's shtick? Right? Like, what's the power? Like, what's like? I was trying to think of it in terms of that way, but then I just started watching. I was like, okay, now I'm understanding dynamics a bit better and all that stuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah, what did you think of the brother sister duo?
I forget. Are they actually brother sister though? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I thought at some point they weren't for some reason, but then as I watched season 2, I'm like, I don't know anymore. I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah, the brother complex really scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was not too sure how I felt about that.
Yeah. It is kind of weird, but then I was like, this is anime as hell.
Yeah.
I'll take it. But yeah, that's how I feel. I didn't think too much of it. I think for season 1, I was just like, okay, that's a thing. All right, cool.
Yeah, it was an easy watch. First 12 episodes, it's just kind of a breeze.
Very easy. Like, if anything, for me, it passed by very quick. I did not notice that. Like, I freaked out because I think I was like,
You were texting me. You're like, I'm on season 2 right?
No, it was
I
like,
think they were
wait.
introducing like other people too. You're like, what happened?
Yeah, and I was like, but like they alluded to it, and then I started watching. I was like, oh, I'll just watch this next episode, and then it just got into that arc, and I'm like, ooh, this is good. And I kept watching. I was like, wait, this is season 2 stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It gets good.
Gets good.
But yeah, Harrison, do you have any other thoughts?
It's a very surprising watch, and I think I'm actually halfway. I think I'm halfway through, more than halfway through season 2. I think I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 episodes left, so I'm almost done.
You're almost done.
It's really good. It picks up, like, if anything, I think the first episode or first season feels like Demon Slayer, and not like it's all set up.
Yeah.
And in season 2 is when the big conflict like jumps in. So.
Oh yeah, 2 and 3 were like hooked me really quick.
Yeah.
With everything that's like going on. Yeah.
And 2 is also only 12 episodes. Is that 3 as well?
I don't remember if 3 was 12.
No, 3 is 12. 3 is 12.
Okay, so they're each 12. Okay.
Yeah. It's
well,
a quick watch.
Also, the reason why we started this Bungo Stray Dogs is because if you didn't know, season 4 will be coming out this fall.
Yeah. So we're kind of leading up to it as well.
Leading up to it. Kind of making sure you're watching stuff.
Easy.
But yeah, we just both recommend it. It's really good. It's a quick watch on all 3 seasons, really. So
Yeah.
And there's a movie. Yeah,
is that a spin-off movie?
I think it's a spin-off.
I
think you're supposed to watch it between 2 and 3, but I watched it after season 3.
Yeah.
But you don't have anything else?
Nope.
Thanks for tuning in. You can watch. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon at NgoVo Convo. NgoVo Convo if you don't know how to spell our last 2 names. As always, it's above Harrison. That way. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and notification bell to get updates for when we upload, and subscribe. Buttons below me. We upload every Monday and once a month on a Friday, the first Friday of the month.
Yeah.
For our news dumpy.
News dumpy
stuff. Yeah, let us know how we're doing. What do you want to see next? What do you want us to watch, read, play, review, rewatch? We're just doing a lot of stuff.
Trying to.
Trying to. Yeah. But yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.